What's going on, everybody? Make sure you check down in the description below for my Road to 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Got a ton of prizes that we're going to give away when I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So make sure you check that playlist down in the description. Also find out how to purchase a SmallTown Collectibles comic book mystery box and how to get a discount off your order at Street Level Hero LA and raise some money for a great cause. Today, we're going to talk about the first appearances and key issues for the greatest day of the week. New Comic Book Day, August the 18th, 2021. So let's get started. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. So before we jump into talking about all the cool covers and key issues and first appearances this week, if you don't care, if you're not already subbed up to the channel, go and hit that subscription button right now. Turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. And if there's any books I'm missing this week or any books that you're reading that you think me or anybody else in the chat should know about, make sure you comment below. All right, a lot of books out this week, guys, so let's jump into our covers. So first up on our covers this week is a cover by Scotty Young, and I am not generally a Scotty Young fan as far as his art. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. But I really dig his variant for Kang the Conqueror #1. It's almost kind of a Funko Pop looking Kang, but I don't know why, but I really like it. And like I said, I'm not that big of a fan of a lot of his art, but this one really stands out to me, and I can't wait to pick this one up. We have X-Men, The Trial of Magneto #1, and this is an Artgerm variant. Beautiful cover of the Scarlet Witch. Absolutely gorgeous. There is a trade dress for this that you can pick up at regular price. I think it was $4.99. But the Virgin cover I found on Midtown for 90 bucks. Don't know that I'm willing to pay 90 bucks for it, but it is an absolutely gorgeous cover. And if I can find it at a price that I'm willing to pay, then that's one I'll probably grab. And then wrapping up our covers this week, and if you watch these videos at all, you know that I am a David Mack homer. I love David Mack's art, and he has a great Supergirl cover this week. That is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow #3, and that's the cover B. I just love his art. Just something about his style really speaks to me, and this is one I'm definitely going to pick up to go with all the other David Mack covers that I pick up. And that may be one that you're interested in as well. Beautiful image, maybe something you want to grab. All right, guys, that's all the covers this week. Let's jump into second printings. So only one second printing of note for me this week, and that is Nice House on the Lake #2, the second print. Of course, you've heard me say on here many times, Nice House on the Lake is one of my favorite titles out there right now. And I have been picking up all these second printings and third printings and all that. But #2 has its second printing this week. Something you may want to pick up. And that's it. That's all of the second prints this week of note. Let's jump into the first appearances. So first appearances this week, very, very slim. I only found one, and that was Spider-Woman #14. And that is the first appearance of Rose Roche. So yeah, normally you'll have somewhere around 7-8 first appearances each week. I could be missing some. If I am, make sure you let me know down in the comments below. But that was the only one I found this week. So with that said, and the first appearances out of the way, let's jump into the honorable mention books. So of course the honorable mention list is always, huge, just depending on my pull list and some of the stories that are coming out during the week. But the first book this week is probably one of my favorite characters from the Tinian run of Batman, and that is the Clown Hunter. And we've got Batman Secret Files Clown Hunter #1. The solicitation reads or states that the Clown Hunter stalks a boss level villain clown. So yeah, I really dig the Clown Hunter. Him and Miracle Molly, out of the the new characters that have been introduced in that Tinian run of Batman, those are probably two of my favorite. And so you've got a Batman Secret Files that focuses strictly on him this week. Then from Titan Comics, we have Elric Dreaming City #1. This is a comic book adaptation of Michael Moorcock's Elric novels. Then we have Black Widow #10. And the solicitation on this one says that a new power emerges. So who knows what this new power will be in Black Widow #10. But if that's something you're interested in reading, grab it and find out. Then we have Kang the Conqueror #1. I'm pretty excited for this book to come out. I'm interested, based on what happened in Loki, to really see how this character progresses. I've been reading a lot of the old books, the ones that have been hot with Kang appearing. And so I'm interested to grab this book and give it a read. This will have the origin of Kang. It's the first solo series featuring Kang the Conqueror. This is a 5-issue limited series, so there's not going to be a ton of commitment into this book. I'm not going to have to go 15, 20 issues. So I'm definitely going to grab issue 1, give it a read. So Kang the Conqueror #1 coming out this week on our honorable mention list. Then we have Miles Morales, Spider-Man Annual 2021 #1. This is a team-up featuring Miles Morales and the Amulet. And this is also part of the Infinite Destiny storyline. So if you've been following that storyline and picking up all the side books to go along with it, this is one you can grab this week. Then one of my favorite reads when this came out, Moon Knight #2, is out. And I really enjoyed #1. And I've not really read a whole lot of Moon Knight. So I'm excited to pick up this issue. So as I say every week, what would a list be without some Star Wars titles? First one up this week is Star Wars #16. This is a tie-in to the War of the Bounty Hunters series that's going on right now. And in this one, you've got Boba Fett versus Lando, Leia, and Chewbacca. Then you've got Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters #3. And this is part 3 of the 5-part crossover series. And I dropped this probably the last book. I don't know. I just got bored with it. But if you're a Star Wars fan and have been enjoying that, let me know in the comments below. Maybe it's something I should pick back up and give a read. But I did kind of drop it. I was really excited for it too, but I kind of got bored with it. Then we have Star Wars The High Republic Adventures #7. In this one, the Jedi engage in diplomatic negotiations with the Hutts that quickly turn sour. So that could be fun. Then we've got Warhammer 40,000, Sisters of Battle #1. This is a 5-issue limited series featuring an all-female military force. Then another series, a 5-part series that I'm kind of intrigued by, is X-Men, The Trial of Magneto #1. Now, I've never been a big X-Men fan. I grew up, I kind of missed the X-Men. Like when I was starting to get out of it's when the X-Men cartoon came out. But as I said, it's a 5-part issue limited series, and the synopsis reads, a horrific murder, a shocking revelation, a trial that will divide the new mutant nation. A new epic that threatens the reign of X and will upend the world of mutants. So that sounds pretty good, at least the synopsis does anyway. That's definitely one I'll probably at least pick up in the store, give it a glance over and see if it's something that interests me and pick it up. Maybe you want to do the same. Wrapping up our list this week is a book from Scout Comics, which this type of book I wouldn't put on here, but I'm going to explain to you why. This is called Stanley the Snowman #1. And the synopsis reads, a girl inherits the family tradition to bring to life a magical snowman who embodies the holiday spirit, but things don't go exactly as planned. Now, generally, I'm not going to read a book about snowmen, right? But Scout, they did a book called, I think it was Red Xmas, that I thought would be ridiculous, and then I read it and I loved it. So I'm going to grab this and just give it a look over to see what it is. And then if it grabs me, I'll probably pick it up. But that's Stanley the Snowman from #1. And that is the last book on our honorable mention list this week. We end with some Christmas spirit. So let's jump into our top 5. Number 5 on the list this week. And I strictly put this in the top 5 because of the way the synopsis read. It cracked me up and it made me, I want to read it. So this one is called Killer Queens #1 from Dark Horse. This is written by David Boer and the art is by Claudia Balboni. And this is the synopsis. 2 super gay, reformed intergalactic assassins desperate for a paycheck accept a job that will land them on the moon ruled by a fascist dictator with a reputation of being hostile to foreigners. Just sounds crazy. 2 super gay, reformed intergalactic assassins are going to a moon that's ruled by a fascist dictator. What could go wrong? I don't know, but I'm going to grab this one and read it. That is Killer Queens #1 by Dark Horse. Number 4 on the list this week is from Boom Studios, and that is Eat the Rich #1. This is written by Sarah Gailey, and the artist is Kevin Tong. This is another book that really the synopsis kind of grabbed me, and it just kind of sounds like a title that I would want to read. It also sounds like a movie I've seen, and I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, a recent law school graduate looks forward to enjoying the summer with her boyfriend's wealthy family who reside in an affluent town that will reveal the dark, deadly rot beneath its perfection. Yeah, so Boom Studios, good at writing titles like this. That sounds interesting to me. So that's Eat the Rich #1, and that is number 4 on the list this week. Number 3 on the list is another book, another independent book that kind of sounded interesting to me, and this is from Red 5, and that is The Box #1. This is written by Joshua Starnes and artist Raymond Estrada. Synopsis reads: a private detective with a magical box from which he can pull anything imaginable is framed for murder and suspects it's a ploy to separate him from his prized possession. So yeah, I think that sounds cool. You know, you got a box, it's almost like a Green Lantern, but you know, they can make anything with their ring, but anything he can imagine, he can pull out of this box. And he's being framed for a murder. I do like titles from Red 5 from time to time, and I think The Box #1 looks cool. And that's why I dropped it at number 3 on my list this week. Okay, number 2 on the list this week is Dark Knight's Death Metal Special Edition #1 soundtrack. Now, of course, Dark Knight's Death Metal was written by Scott Snyder. The art was done by Greg Capullo. I'm just going to read you this. This special edition of the first issue of Dark Knight's Death Metal features an all-new cover by Dave Johnson that showcases Batman with the members of the band Rise Against, and comes with a flexi single of the track Broken Dreams Inc. from the upcoming Dark Knight's Death Metal soundtrack produced by Tyler Bates. So you got a comic book with a record by Rise Against, and I like Rise Against. So the reason I put this at number 2 on the list is it's actually limited to 3,000 copies. So of course it's going to be hard to find. And I Googled it and found a few copies, or I found a few places that you could buy it, but everywhere was sold out. Now the price was $19.99, but it sounds like if any of us want this one, we're going to have to jump on the secondary market and pay some money for it. All right, guys, and we are now at number 1 on the list this week, and this is a title from Bad Idea, and that is Passive Aggressive #1. This is written by Matt Kent, and the art is done by Dave LaPalme. It reads: a vigilante known as the Watch is headed to Russia with 8.8 billion reasons to kill every last member of the Russian hacking farm that robbed him, and justice will be measured in broken bones and gallons of blood. Now, it's my understanding that this is a one-shot, but it goes back to, you know, what we've talked about before with the Bad Idea books. Whether you like their marketing plan or not, their books tend to be hot on the secondary market. Now, I was able to grab a copy of this off Midtown Comics, so I did grab it. I don't know. I'm going to read the story, and then I'll make a decision on whether or not I want to spec on it and move it, you know, for a quick profit. But Passive Aggressive #1 from Bad Idea looks like to be a great title this week. Really, really interested in checking this one out. Maybe it's one you want to check out too. All right, guys, that is the list for this week. Not a ton of first appearances, but a lot of good books out there to pick up and read, especially a lot of good indie titles this week that I'm excited to get a hold of. Again, as I said earlier, make sure if there's anything you're reading or anything that I missed in the first appearances, or you know, any books that I didn't list here that I maybe should be checking out to read, make sure you let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. And then we'll wrap up this video like we do all the others. Make sure you check the description below for my Road to 1,000 subscriber giveaway, the SmallTown Collectible mystery boxes, and that 10% discount code with Street Level Hero LA, STC10, where you get 10% off your order, but most importantly, 25% of your overall order is donated to the American Cancer Society. So guys, that is it for me this week. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me here on the channel. I hope you guys have the greatest new comic book day ever. I know I'm going to have a blast this week. As I always end these things, until next time.